Hello, I'm Anthony Probo Carpenter, and today I feel and look like a bag of shit. But that's not what today's video is about. Full of the flu or cold or the Rona or whatever it is. Anyway, I feel like shit. But you got to go on with it, haven't you? So go get this video done. I did film it the other day when I felt good, but I had it in hyperlapse, so there was no volume on it, and it went through fast, just being silly mode when I put it on the wrong video settings. Anyway, today's video is about going back and warranty on jobs. Do you do it? Do you know people that don't do it? Now, since being in Australia, I've noticed that a lot of people don't go back to fix things that they've done wrong on jobs. The previous company I worked for, they'd get contractors in, they'd do work, they'd just fuck it up, and then they'd get us to go and fix it after they've paid them. One example of this was they'd paid someone outside Hungry Jack's, which is like a Burger King over here. Same logo and everything, just a different brand. So it was at Hungry Jack's. They'd paid them 10 grand to go and put some bollards in outside it, you know, like the safety bollards to stop cars driving through. And they were supposed to core drill through the concrete, through the ground, so the holes were there. And then we were sent up to there to just drop the posts in and, grout them in. So you pull the grout round, don't you, and makes them solid. We got up there, they'd core drilled the top 30 mil and not drilled the rest of it out. And they'd paid them for the job. And we said, you better get them back. And they went, oh no, just go and hire a core drill and get it done. So we did that. But that's the kind of stuff that you get in Australia. People don't expect people to go back. Now, I don't know whether that's the way it is. I've not been like that. If someone phones me, I always say to them, if you see anything, just let me know and I'll come back and sort it out. So a couple of jobs that we've had, I've had to go back with the electrician because one of the switches was put on and one of the apprentices, he'd put the power rung in the switch. So when you switch the top switch on, it gave all of the switches power and they worked. But when you turn the top one off, none of the others had power. Obviously, when they've tested everything out, they've tested it and they've not tested each single switch. Customer phoned, can you come back? This didn't seem to work. Went back, yep, no problem, fixed it. But I've seen and heard people where they don't do that. They don't go back and do anything. What's prompted this video is I've just been dealing with a loss adjuster. They're like a big repair company that go around fixing home warranty and things like that. Not home warranty, for like an insurance company. And they've asked me to come on board and start just doing some works and just repairing things. And one of the jobs they sent me to was a home builder has built a house over near the city, Brisbane City, and they've built this home and it's a 2.4 metre high window by 1800 wide, but it's 1.5 metres from the floor on the landing, so it's high, and the window is just totally cracked. It's tempered glass and it's just shattered. So it's still up there because you have the film on it, don't you, that holds it all together. Anyway, they've said, can you go and have a look at it? Can you have a look in the cavity above in the loft? So I said, well, there's nothing going to be up there. If anything, it's going to be the lintel above the window. So I thought, right, we'll go up anyway. I spoke to the guy and the guy says, oh, I've been dealing with this for 2 months. The insurance over here, they take forever to fix things because there's such big backlogs from all the storms. They can't get enough trades on. But when you go to the companies and say, look, I'll offer me trades to you, they don't want to know. So luckily enough, this company found me and they said, yeah, jump on board. So hopefully I'll start getting some work of them. Anyway, I spoke to the homeowner and he said his builder had been out who built the house. It's just over 12 months old. I said, well, is this not under his warranty? And he went, no, it's just come out of manufacturer's warranty on the window. I said, I know, but is that his warranty? I said, because that looks to me like it's cracked by improper installation. And he said, no, he's saying, no, it's an imperfection in the glass. I said, well, we'll have a look. Anyway, I said, let me just check a few things. Obviously, I looked in the loft because that's what they asked me to do, and there's nothing up there. I said, has he taken the architrave off the front so we can see around the window? And he said, oh, yeah, he's done. And he showed me a couple of pictures. So he's taken off the architrave, which is 1.8 metres long, and the plasterboard was really tight to it, to the window, and he's cut little sections out like this. I said, really? You need to cut the whole thing out. I said, something's not right there. Anyway, I got my laser out the van. I've shone my laser up the left-hand side of the window. That was perfectly plumb. Shone it on the right-hand side, and the middle was like 3 mil, so the frame was like pushing outwards. I said, I don't know whether that's just because it's not packed properly or there's pressure that's forced it out. Anyway, I put my laser on the top, and the top left-hand corner sits higher, at least 8 to 10 mil than the right-hand side. Now, you imagine on that size window, same on the base as well, when I shone the laser, the windowsill was the same. So I said to the homeowner, I said, I think you need to have a chat with your builder here because that's at least 10 mil out over 1800. I said, when you work it out, that over that distance, it's a 16 mil difference in diagonal on the window, which is massive. So if you think the bottom of this window has got all the pressure and the top has got all the pressure, that's what's going to happen, and it's just going to put pressure on the window, distort the window. I'm not saying that's what's caused it. It could be something else, but it's definitely not installed correctly. And I said the window's definitely under tension if it's doing that. If it's 16mm difference, the window frame, they're only in by what, 7mm into the actual frame. Let me know if I'm wrong with that one, but I'd assume there was only a little bit into the frame. So when all that weight is pressing down on it, anyway, he's denying it, and I said, well, I don't think it's an accident, because I said, have you got any birds around? Have you found any dead birds? And he said, no. I said, well, if you've not found a dead bird, I wouldn't say it was a bird strike then, because usually birds fly into windows, they just drop dead, don't they, because they get belted and that's it. Sometimes they can get up and fly off. But I said, with your windowsill being that bad, I said, I'd get him back. And he said, well, he says it's not. I said, well, he will do. He's got to pay for a £6,000 window there. And then what the guy's done is he's gone and done a make safe. So when you're working with insurance companies, they're called make safes. So say the window explodes, you'll phone the insurance company, they'll send someone out to do a make safe, they'll clean the glass up, board the window up. Usually you'll put the boards on the outside and you'll put a piece of timber on the inside and screw through the outside, not touching the frame so it catches, but the timber struts like between the window frame so it holds it from the inside. This guy's put tech screws straight through the aluminium window frame, so the window frame's knackered now. So I said, I don't know what you're going to do here. I said, because you can't even change the glass now. I said, you could have took the frame out, sent the frame off, got a new piece of glass put in it and brought it back. Now you need a whole new frame, which in hindsight would probably be a faster job anyway. You just order the new window, it comes and you throw the whole thing in and throw that away. But probably would have been cheaper to pay a window fitter to come out, take the frame out, change it on site and put it back in. So yeah, like he's a big home builder. You'd think he'd have money in his budget to replace a window. I'd have owned that. Even if I was slightly out of it, I'd have owned it. And like I put my spirit level on it and the gap was massive. I said, that's not been installed correctly. So I don't think that your frame's going to drop that much in 12 months, that it's going to drop 10mm. So that's the settlement on it. And if it is, then something wrong with your framing. So yeah, I find in Australia that people just don't go back to things. Do you go back to jobs? Obviously I do, because I'm worried about getting a bad reputation. Someone leaves a bad review and I've spoke to other people and they just say, oh no, we don't bother. But I don't know whether you should or shouldn't, because it's bad for the customer because people aren't going back and fixing things, but it's like not a moaning culture either. Whereas England, fucking hell, you're getting people on your case all the time. But like I say to people, I say, if something's not right, just let me know and I'll come back and fix it. So let me know in the comments what you think. Have you had any windows just explode like that? So yeah, I'll show you what I think. Piece of paper. So I was going to show you what the window actually did. So this is what I was explaining to the insurance company. They probably know, but a lot of them don't know what they're talking about. So imagine that's your window, 2.4 by 1.8. This side's fixed, so it's tight to the frame. This side needs to be 10mm lower. So when you distort that paper, watch what happens. So instead of getting creases, obviously the window's going to explode because it's glass, it's rigid. It's not meant to bend, it's not meant to flex. So that's the easiest way. I was trying to explain it to the homeowner, and he's had to, well, what's going on now? And he started getting a bit upset with me, and I said, oh, I don't know, I've just been sent here to have a look at the job for you. So don't know what's going to go on with him. I hope I don't get to go change the job. I'd rather a window fitter did that, because it's that big of a window as well. Massive. Like that one was a nightmare putting in. But imagine one that's 2.4 by 1.8, be a heavy window, that. So yeah, so I don't know whether they've not put the packers in or it's not been level when they've put it in, but it's definitely, I think the pressure's done it. Let me know what you think if you're a window specialist. Answers in the comments. Anyway, that's all I can do for today, because I feel like shit. I've got the man flu. Let me know if you've got it. What did you do? Lemon juice, tea? Anything. I'll try anything. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Oh, and now go and hit subscribe, please. Thank you very much.